Hi pre-K families. I know that this week you're learning about mail and mail carriers in your packets, and I was lucky enough to find this book in my house that's all about a mail carrier. The title is Here Comes Mr. Evanoff with the Mail. The author is Alice K. Flanagan, so she wrote the words, and the photographer is Christine Osinski. That means she took the photographs. She took pictures with a camera of this man, Mr. Evanoff, and of everything that happens to him in this book. So that's a really great way to let us know that this is a non-fiction book. That means it's not fiction, it's not a made-up story, but it's a book that gives us information and lets us know more about something. So this book is going to let us know more about this mail carrier and what he has to do for his job. So let's read along. Oh, here's the title page again. Oh, and look on the title page. Do you see behind the words? There are boxes filled with mail. Oh, and here's a kid just like you. How does a letter that you've written get from the mailbox to your friend? Think about a friend you might like to write a letter to. And maybe if you go on a walk with your grown-ups, you can look and see how many mailboxes you might find. Let's follow a letter carrier through his day from the beginning to the end. In the morning, Mr. Evanoff checks in at the... Where do you think he works? Yeah, the post office. So he starts off by going to work at the post office. Other workers have already picked up the mail from the mailboxes and sorted it by routes. Mr. Evanoff sorts the mail in his route by name and street number. Sorting can take several hours. If he's not careful, what do you think could happen? Yeah, it says the mail will get mixed up. So we've talked about sorting in math, right? When you sort things into groups, you put them into groups based on something that's the same about them, right? So he has a route. He goes the same way to the same houses every day, and that's why he has to make sure that he takes just the mail that goes to the houses along his route so that it doesn't get mixed up and it doesn't go to someone else's house. Before he leaves to deliver the mail, Mr. Evanoff checks his truck. Do the lights work? Do the tires need air? Are there any dents that weren't there yesterday? So why do you think it's important for him to check his truck? What do you think can happen if, the lights aren't working or if the tires don't have air? Yeah, maybe he might get into an accident, or the tires could get flat and the car won't drive, or the truck won't drive. He loads the mail onto the truck and drives away on his daily route. Wow, that's a lot of mail. And look, it's not just letters and envelopes, there's also big boxes, big packages along his route too. Every day, Mr. Evanoff drives the same route through the neighborhood. That's why if you ever see your mail carrier, you might notice that it's usually the same person that delivers the mail to you every day. He stops at the bank. Oh, he's at a bank. Is this somebody's house? No, it's not. It's a business. It's a bank. So mail carriers also deliver the mail to different kinds of businesses like the bank. And here he is at a store. These are just some of the 300 stops he makes each day. Delivering mail is hard work. Mr. Evanoff lifts and carries heavy loads. So I would guess that to become a mail carrier, you probably have to be kind of strong to be able to carry all that mail at once. He gets in and out of his truck many times, and he's on his feet a lot. Ooh, do you see how he's wearing sneakers? So if he's moving around on his feet a lot for his job, it must be very important for him to wear shoes that are very comfortable. Being friendly is part of Mr. Eventoft's job. He knows every business and every family in the neighborhood. He calls each customer by name. Mr. Eventoft is dependable. He delivers mail even in bad weather or when there are barking dogs. So the book says he's dependable. That means you can always count on him to do what he's supposed to do. His customers trust him to keep their mail safe. They don't want the mail to get lost or to be put in the wrong place. Here, so some people might live maybe in a house where you have a mailbox outside, or like a little hole with a flap, a mail slot. And in some buildings, there might be rows of mailboxes like this, where he has to open all of them and put in the mail. Sometimes very special mail is sent in a special way. Then Mr. Eventoft asks customers to sign their name before he gives them the mail. Mr. Eventoft likes delivering the mail. He likes bringing people news and the things they need for their daily lives. So maybe today you can help your grown-ups check the mailbox and see what kind of mail you got. Talk about why it might be important or where it came from. He likes driving his truck. He likes working outside. Most of all, Mr. Eventoft likes seeing his customers every day. At one of the last stops on his route, Mr. Eventoft delivers a surprise. "Hi, Stephen," Mr. Eventoft says. Well, here he is at someone's door. What do you think the surprise could be? Well, let's find out. "I've brought you a letter. Could it be from your friend?" So I'm guessing this is Stephen. Look at him. How do you think he feels about getting a letter? Yeah, he looks very happy. And I'm also wondering if it's the same letter that this little girl was sending. And it's hard to see, but if you look really, really, really closely on the envelope, it does have his name on it. It says Stephen, and then it has his address. So Mr. Eventoft will know where to bring Stephen his letter and where he lives. And then if you see in the corner, here's the stamp to show that the little girl paid the money to be able to send the letter to her friend. So here's how the letter went all the way from start to finish. Okay? Well, thank you for learning more about mail carriers with me today. And be on the lookout for your own neighborhood mail carrier. And if you see them, you can say thank you for doing such an important job for us. All right. Bye, pre-K families.